got him to sit in Letterman's old set.
Wait till you see the episode.
I can't wait. That's going to be so good.
I'm Johnny Lieberman, and you're watching LMP. What does LMP stand for?
Late Night Play
Oh,
Set.
yeah, that's right. I've been on there. Yeah, good show. You should like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Oh, jeez.
Late night, woo! Let's get some subbies!
If I do all the press and all day on.
What's up, you guys? The churros were a hit. They're gone. Killed it. Nice job. Love the MG light. What's up? This is what it's all about right here. Right? Hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, you guys?
Good news for everybody. Everybody wins when the bubbles are playing. What's up? Hey, Jamie Tate Drums is here. Smart Money Steve. Boy, Smart Money Steve. I don't know if it's... I don't want to paint you into a corner here or with the same... Here, let me get a microphone. Let me... There's too many buttons on this desk. We inherited a desk with too many buttons on it. All right, let me kill the... I almost said kill the nachos. Gotta turn excuse me one second. I got to get the nachos out of the fridge. The fridge, I can't even... That's all... What's happening? All right. Holy crap. My brain was scrambled eggs for a couple minutes there. Okay. There are no nachos. They wouldn't have been in the fridge. They would have been in the oven. However, there are no nachos. So just leave it be. Smart Money Steve. Oh, hey, Jay, see you tomorrow, bud. Okay, so you're a real person. Congratulations and thank you for being a real person. Why I'm bringing it up, Steve, is I have blocked about 50 today alone. Today alone, I feel like it's all I've been doing. Blocked at least 50, hey, I made so much money on crypto with so-and-so comments on my damn posts today. And quite frankly, I don't really have enough time to post, let alone to police and mod all of the fake Bitcoin activity that's happening on my page. So I'm sure that's not you, but... Tell your fake friends I knock it off. I'm painting every investment person with the same. That's what I was trying to say before. Paint with the same brush. Could you tell I didn't get it? Let's get our Instagram audience in here. Let's tell everybody what day it is and what show we're doing for them. It's Tuesday. No, shit. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. It's Thursday. I tried to get you in here on Tuesday, but you couldn't do Tuesday. You just flew in yesterday.
I flew in yesterday morning.
Does anybody have any idea who I'm talking to? I haven't shown him yet.
Mystery.
Welcome back to the Late Night Playset, everybody. My name is Jay Ryan. To my right is Nicole Ryan. Tonight is Thursday, July 8th, 2021, and our guest is Kurt Bradley. He is a driver. He's an automotive journalist. You're going to know him from Breakfast Club and from Jalopnik and from Drive Tribe. You probably all know him better than I do, actually, is the truth of it. Rocketiki, quit spending your Bitcoins. Sharkworks is here. We were just talking about Sharky. What's up, you guys? All right, everybody. So here's the show. Our guest, Kurt Bradley, is here. We're going to talk to him in a few minutes. The hellos are a little bit short, and it's not... Maybe this is why I'm nervous. It's not something I want to talk about, but it's something we have to talk about. It's not good news. It's really, really, really ultra sad news, which is why the Good Vibes show doesn't necessarily want to talk about it. But the truth is, you probably all heard about the teenagers, the kids that went missing up in Los Angeles National Forest. And you probably found out that a couple of days ago they found them. They had gone over the edge, and unfortunately they did pass away. Ethan and Sophia were people that we knew. Ethan, and maybe Sophia too, but definitely Ethan used to work up at Newcomb's Ranch when Breakfast Club first started. He was really good friends with Levi, who is Danny's son. These people were family of our family, and we knew him, and we talked to him every week. And when they went missing after last week's Breakfast Club and time, at the cabin, we were just all really hoping that it was like just a weird thing, like, oh, they lost track of time, or they went in the woods and got high somewhere, something that kids do. And unfortunately, it was something that could happen to every single one of us who goes up to Breakfast Club or camping or anything else. Nobody knows the story. We'll probably never get it. But I do know that going off the side is not something that only happens to people that speed or do stupid shit. It can happen to anybody. So I just kind of want to say that we're really sorry that we lost a couple people that we know who were really, really sweet and young and at the beginning of their lives. But hopefully the rest of us can take a lesson from this and, have a great time up there, but also respect the crest, respect each other, respect life, man, because you can lose it like that. It goes away. So that's it. There's no soapbox or anything. It was just I felt really guilty not mentioning it. I wanted to post on Instagram, but it felt like such a crappy thing to... So anyway, we love everybody. Huge shout out and love to Darren and Danny and Levi and, really the whole Newcomb's Ranch family, because like those people, when that business was open, they all operated as a family. And anyway, we love everybody. And the whole GVBC is thinking about you and loving you. So if we're here. If you need anything, please call upon us. And I'm going to stop talking about it now because emotion... Oh, Good Vibes back. All right. Chris Sonnenberg's here. What's up? Congrats on the another series of Emmy nominations, Chris Sonnenberg, for Tangled is his show, the Disney show.
Oh, right.
You're still hitting the Tradecraft Maui Wowie from the other day. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And it was Kristen Fletcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I got so chatty there. All right. All right, off of the bad subject. All right, Rusty Kid's bar. Listen, you're doing a great job, Brazil, Rusty Kid, doing the not scale model, but a beautiful diorama model of Newcomb's Ranch and the whole GVBC crew. He's actually making our car and everything. He's making a little yellow 111
That's
997.
awesome.
He had the wheels 3D printed because like the ones that came on the model weren't right, so he had to make the 3D lobster wheels and everything. It's serious
detail.
business. I know. Guards Rad's here. What's up, buddy? What's up? All right. Okay, so I told you about, Now let's move on to some good stuff. East Coast Feed is something we have been delaying for 2 weeks, and we're going to get to it tonight. The kids were on vacation a week ago, and they were out on Long Island, and I'd like to check in with them. You good with that?
Yeah, please.
East Coast Feed, Steve Kaz, Brooke and the Kaz Man. Dan Breach. Roll it out.
Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, look, it's Brooke and the Kazman. Guess what we are? Well, you really can't guess because it's a hard guess. We're in Montauk, so it's Brooke's first time. How you liking it so far, babe?
Good.
One of my clients gave us this nice place to stay with a pool, and it overlooks the ocean. That doesn't suck, right? Yeah, not bad at all. So it's a pretty cool little resort. I don't know, whatever. We're enjoying it, about to head out for some dinner. Brooke's enjoying the view. I'm enjoying the view. Hey now. Bye, guys. Say bye, Jennifer.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, out on Montauk. I love Montauk. Do you know where that is?
Only that it's in New York.
Cool. Really? That's all you know?
I know racially inappropriate.
Because I said Long
names.
Island, and you know Long Island is part of New York.
I know
Did you
more-
know it was Long Island prior to me saying?
Yeah, yes, from college, and that's why I know a lot of Jewish trivia about it.
Jewish trivia. Who did I meet? What's happening? All right.
College.
So anyway, it's well known as the end. It's the end of Long Island. It's the tip, the very, very end.
Just the tip.
Don't see our guest. Some somebody was going to say, "Oh, look at this! This whole time have we not? What was I doing? Who was I talking to before? Did I have any of the right cameras on? Was I delivering that frickin' thing? See, I was so nervous about talking about Ethan and Sophia. I might not have even had the show on. Anyway, somebody saw that, I'm sure. And then sorry about Instagram. I'm out of sorts. There's too many things to do. The Stiglet's not here today, if you couldn't tell. The Stiglet was spending today with Magnus. He was doing a shoot with Magnus down at the garage. So not for us, for the Stiglet's own channel. And so that's where he is. Sorry. All right. What was I gonna? All right. Oh yeah, East Coast Feeds. Back to the East Coast Feeds. Okay, Montauk. It's the end, and shit. Was that it? I was gonna go into a whole thing. We're gonna get our guest in here. I'm gonna melt down. All right, let's go to Montauk again and just see what's up with these kids. Roll it, Hal.
Mr. Ryan, look, it's Brook and the Cats, man. We're at the Lighthouse in Montauk. Furthest point in New York. Here we go. Brooke's already gone. She's already gone. Anyway, this is the furthest point in New York. As you know, it's the famous lighthouse in Montauk. You just saw East Coast Feed Part 1, I'm sure, and this is Part 2. Babe, you got anything to add of substance? Yeah, there. Oh, look at that. I got a kiss on the shoulder. That substance. Love you guys.
It's lovely. A kiss on the shoulder is better than nothing.
It's a good thing to have.
Oh my God. All right, last one. I don't think we're in Montauk anymore, or we might be. I can't tell. This one's definitely not the same day. Roll it, Hal.
How about that? Mr. and Mrs. Ryan, look, it's Brooke and the Cats, man. Caught in a monsoon in Montauk.
Oh.
We just got out of dinner, and it's pouring fucking rain. Pouring rain. Babe, how you doing? You good? Yo, and then I had to park too far away. Oh, it's really dark. They can't see us right now.
Oh, God.
Hang on, Internet. There's a light coming up. The car's right there, baby. We're good. Anyway, love you guys. Pouring rain, Montauk. Part 3. Boom.
We did it. We got the feeds out of the way.
We got there.
I love those guys. I'm happy they're on vacation. I'm happy they're doing something. You know, it's so great. Like our guest is here. He's traveling again for work and everything. It's so great to see everybody out and about. I know it sounds like it might be shutting down again, but currently it's so nice to see everybody out and about.
Yes, it is.
Time to talk about GVBC. Oh boy, here we go. Here's a bunch of stuff. Oh jeez, it's too much stuff. Too much stuff. Not well. We don't need this probably. Happy Halloween, everybody. Hey, congrats on that new car, by the way. Who was it? Stromberg on the Happy Halloween car. Do you know what I'm talking about? The orange is like really, really, really orange, and then with the black accents, it's just got kind of a jack-o'-lantern feel. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean by that.
I do.
The GT3 RS has really had it bad because they were the black and orange with the wheels and everything else. This doesn't have all that, but it's definitely that color orange with black accents.
It's hard to not make that correlation.
And it's just that his other car is such a classy, subdued. He's got that MG with the I forget which one has the hatch.
GT.
Yeah, exactly, the GT, and it's beautiful. He's got the rally lights and the Euro plate. I mean, everything about it is just beautiful. This is like such a different ride. You know what I mean? It's the bright orange came in all blacked out and everything. It's killer. So we're gonna see that tomorrow. All that because I said Happy Halloween. Great. Check out Dual Shift and your GVBC sticker pack right there, which is back in stock, and the Dual Shift hat is still in stock. Let's make it go out of stock. It's the old Champion logo. I like it. It's David's company, the Dual Shift, but they use the Champion logo. And you got a GVBC sticker pin here. That's new. Oh,
Cool.
Shit. I would be remiss. Don't let me forget to do the weather report after I talk about all this merch, because I didn't write it on the card. I put it in here, though. We got it. We're good to go. Dasha sent it. For the thrill. Dual Shift for the thrill. GVBC pins. I don't know how much they are or if David's giving them away or only selling those in person. I don't know how that works. But these have been in stock, out of stock, in stock, out of stock. They are back in stock. GVBC Classic Tea, back in stock. I know. Coming up next on QVC. We're going to have the Cubic Zirconia collection, Joan Rivers edition. I hear it. Maybe I want one of those shows. Maybe I want to. And then, of course, it has all these lovely features. And here's the reasons you would want to own it, you know? And we only have 3,000 left over in this window over here. They're going fast. What could we sell like that? I guess this stuff. Start there. Well, those hats are still in stock, folks, and they're not going to stay that way if you keep ordering. So please keep ordering. Oh, God, we got to do commercials, too. And I got to tell you, I got to pitch something else to you. Please keep watching What Are You Driving Today? Thank you so much to everybody who's tuned into the YouTube channel that David created. It is fantastic. Everything is up from season 1. You can go look at him and binge him. You can see the growth from really some pitiful stuff to like just a little bit subpar at the end there. We're like, it's almost a show. It's like, oh, you can see where they're going, and hopefully they get there. Season 2, we hope to get a little closer. So thank you for checking it out. Please tell your friends. Whatever you're supposed to do. Did I do that? All right. Now I can tell you about St. Clair Insurance, who has been blowing up lately. Thank God. A lot of our people have been going over and switching to St. Clair Insurance. Some
That's
breakfast
awesome.
clubbers have gone over. I don't want to say his name specifically in case he doesn't want people to know, but somebody we know just bought not a brand new, but a very nice new GT3. He's switching over. So it's happening.
Good job,
It's happening for St. Clair Insurance.
That's rad.
We were waiting for that bubble to start inflating so that we could eventually call it a bubble. They say all that separates men and boys is the coverage for their toys. St. Clair Insurance has coverage for your toys. In this case, we are talking about collector cars and collector car insurance. The collector car market is all over the place. Values are skyrocketing. It is good business to go get your car valuated and then check out your auto insurance. Obviously, it makes sense to check out whoever you're with and see what your options are, but I'm telling you, everything is so all over the place that it might make sense to explore options otherwise. CoverageForYourToys.com and Jeff St. Clair of St. Clair Insurance can do all of that for you. Plus, you get to say that you're tied in with St. Clair Insurance, and you get to then have a private joke when you talk to your friends, starting with, they say. It was at Top Gear. It was, you'll know this. What did Jeremy Clarkson, every time he was about to...
Some say.
Some say. Yeah, the Stig. It's for the Stig, right?
Exactly.
And the same thing at the end of the show. It was, and that on...
And on that bombshell.
Yeah, and on that. So there was like, there were things. So they say... Anything, you're going to automatically relate it to St. Clair Insurance. So anyway, CoverageForYourToys.com, CoverageForYourToys.com.
CoverageForYourToys.com. Does that sound as slow as it feels in my head?
Huh? Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I don't know what it sounds like in your head. It sounds a little bit slower, but that's okay.
Okay.
What do you think that everyone's... What's her problem? Well, we should probably tell everybody just in case. For anybody tuning in, Nicole has MS and words are tough.
Words are hard, but I'm trying to get better at it. So
The fact that you're here every day is all anybody cares about. The fact that you are here and smiling and pushing through. Jeff St. Clair, excuse me, allow me to read a text from since it's topical and we're talking about Jeff St. Clair right now. He says, I do notice more energy or good vibe in quotes recently. I myself really dig seeing Nicole hanging in there. Sure, it takes a lot out of her.
thanks, Jeff.
It's amazing. It's really amazing what you're able to accomplish. Other people don't know. They see you here and they think you're fine. They don't know that this is pretty much all you can do today. And you were in your room taking care of yourself until about 3 minutes before 5 o'clock when you came out here.
Yeah.
And it's interesting for other people. I don't know if it is interesting or not, but I think it's important that people hear it. When I say you can't walk today, I mean like, oh, you can't walk at all. I mean like you can't even with a cane and holding on to the counter when I say that.
Myself.
Yeah, but when I say that, like, oh, you can't walk today implies that, oh, other days you can. So when people see you in a wheelchair, they think, oh, but there's good days when she's not like that. No, when they see you out in a wheelchair, that's a good day.
Yes, it is.
I guess don't put so much pressure on yourself would be my only note from your co-host. Your husband too, but your co-host. Don't put so much pressure on yourself.
Thanks.
You got this, and you're awesome, and they all love you. Oh, geez, sorry, everybody.
Staring at the wall for laughing.
Yeah, no, well, they're looking at the show up there, but I mean, they could be looking at it here. Sorry. That's terrible. I'm sorry, everybody. One Vintage, PCH Outlaw, Jackie Lowe, Truppy. Stiglitz here. What's up, Stiglitz? So you're done with Magnus? Hope you had a great shoot today. Elizabeth Martinez, History JC, Mr. Nautis, Skip Ploss, 987 without joined, and let's see, make sure we got our comments on YouTube over here fired up in case any come in there. I think people have caught on to. Sometimes I forget to push the window and then they don't come up.
Oh, well.
You ready to do another one?
Yes, please. I won't talk anymore.
I think you're great. What's the problem?
I
It's in
get
your-
in my head and hear everything that I say, and it doesn't sound like it used to, and so I get hung up on that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But you remember when we first started this and we didn't sound how we thought we did? It's kind of the same thing. Like, who cares? We got over that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like my voice. Oh, some days, oh. You know, all that stuff that people go through? Wah, 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 wah.
Yeah.
People love that. Ghost Rider joined. Corey Sabia, hey, what's up, man? How's Wilton? How's Wilton? Wilton, Connecticut, you're on the air. You heard it. All right, I'm going to close this because I realized the other day that if you zoom in on the TV, because of the quality at which we do shoot the show, if you zoom in, you can see it all. Yeah, I
Like the
noticed that.
nostril, the nose hairs,
Well, no, more on the lines of if there's anything on your phone you don't want someone to see.
There's also that.
Yeah, no, it's more like, yeah, and I don't mean like nudie photos, but
Right.
more like, we have a lot of famous friends, and there's a lot of conversations via, Wilton's great, as usual, ha ha ha. Michael Mann, so impressed with Nicole's spirit, energy, and I love her laughter. That's from my wonderful friend, Michael Mann, and he is a wonderful friend, but he's a wonderful human being. And you all know him from the movie business, although he's not that Michael Mann. He's a different Michael Mann, also from the movie business. And in fact, I would love to have this Michael Mann come on the show because this Michael Mann used to get confused for that Michael Mann all the time, even when like going to restaurants and stuff. Like he would get the other reservation, like no problem, come on, yes, right this way, Mr. Mann. He's laughing at like it. Ditto, Michael. And Coria dittos Michael's love and enthusiasm for you.
Thank you.
Think Fink, 89 has joined. Hi, Think Fink. Think Fink. Concept, PT. See, sometimes I'll do that. I get this is where a Twitch show would be good. I know I say that a lot. I never do it. Because I want you to do it too, but you don't have energy to do another one of these a week. we could do a show every night if you had the energy to do it.
I'll rally for anything that's important to you.
No, that's my point. It's not important to me. I don't give a shit about any of this stuff. It's for them.
I'll rally for
Good evening,
anything
guys. Says
that's important
Offbeat
to
Motoring. Amen. Good for you. All right. Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Need a lift lately? Cruise into a healthy second half of 2021 with Cruise into Wellness CBD. The cruise is with a Z. Use promo code Late Night for 20% off your order at cruisingtowellness.com. Cruisingtowellness.com.
Cruisingtowellness.com.
Did I screw that one up?
I think you only said it once.
Blah, 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 blah at cruisingtowellness.com. Cruisingtowellness.com.
Cruisingtowellness.com.
Did it sound familiar? I think we did it again. It's good. Now everybody knows. Oh, and promo code Late Night, 20% off your order. And this is a rehearsal show. I mean, gosh, our guest will be in it. It's not quite 5:30. I told him 5:30. It's not quite 5:30. Sorry, man. Did I ever tell you who it was? Oh, I did, right? I told you. Kurt Bradley's here, and we're excited about it? Okay. I tried to bump him. I go, hey, man, can you come in Tuesday? Because, and this is a thing I actually said. I can't believe my life. I go, because I'm trying to fit in Magnus and Jay Leno. He was like, no, I'm flying in. I can do the day I can do. What the hell's the matter with you? And I was like, no, don't worry about it. I was just asking. It's all good. Thursday's good. It's so funny, though.
Now I've got to follow those guys instead.
No, I mean, I don't know if that mic's on if everybody can hear you, but okay. So we did that, and I have to do it. I don't want to. Gotta do it. And this is what do I do? Is the bubbles? No, here we go. This is Jay Ryan from Late Night Playset reminding you to please like, subscribe, and comment below. This feeds the internet algorithm and eventually us as well. Please be a pal, like, subscribe, and comment below. Did anything come out?
Smoke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it came out this side. What happened? Somebody rerouted the smoke. Who rerouted the stiglet? Oh, God. Here's my problem, too. It's better. It is
a
better.
big
I'm sorry,
difference.
everybody. It's a lot better for me. I don't know who that guy was you were talking to for the last 25 minutes, but I'm here now. Beverly Whedon's here. Pan Schultz is here. I know I didn't say that right. Probably Poncho Owls. It's probably Poncho Owls. I would love that, Jay. All kinds of interesting subjects to discuss. Michael Mann, the thing is, if you come here, we have to do no regular show, just you and me and the missus doing a deep dive for like 90 minutes. And it would probably have to be like a one of multiple parts because you are... I know a lot of interesting people. That's not an exaggeration. In fact, a lot of us know some really, really interesting people. You are, without a doubt, the most interesting person I have ever met in my entire life. And it's not even a close second.
That's high praise.
I didn't say it was good. Of course, it's great. It's amazing. No, he is. I don't want to blow that too much. But I hope that we can actually put that together because I would really get a kick out of that. The things that we could talk about, and the memories we could share from all from working together. We worked together for years. I mean, years. I was a kid. He probably watched me grow up. Certainly mature a little bit. Wow, thank you. Much appreciated. Well, I mean it, Michael Mann. You're fantastic. Also, hey, you know what? This is interesting for all of our the movie people, too. The late, great Harold Ramis' brother-in-law.
No.
Yes, absolutely. Harold Ramis was married to Michael Mann's sister. Is that right? Is that right? Do I have that right? Yeah, I have that right. Or is it you married? No, that's right. Your wife is Harold Ramis' sister, I think. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's right. We did it. We did it, right? All we have to do is shut up and get the guest in here. Is that it?
I believe so.
Okay. This is exciting. All right. You know our guest from Jalopnik, from Drive Tribe, from Breakfast Club, like I mentioned before. Kurt Bradley's going to come in just a minute after these few minutes from our friends at Oh So Delicious Hot Sauce. I wouldn't take the break, except that I have to get the Instagram people off this desk and put them on that desk, and I've got to move that camera around. There's a few things to do. So we have to take this mock break, and then Kurt Bradley will be sitting right here.
Cool.
More to come right after this. Except I pushed the wrong button. There it goes. All right. Oh So Delicious Hot Sauce.
Oh, so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by Bears. Garlic and serrano mixed with love and care. You can put it on your eggs, pour it on your rice. It's great on a leg, it's better on a slice. It's oh so delicious. It's the hot sauce made by Bears. Oh, so delicious hot sauce. Great on everything except oatmeal.
Get your bottle today at osodelicious.org. $1 from every bottle sold goes to the National Military Family Association.
It's the Oh So Delicious car key. It's not sponsored by them. Let's see. I'll do some interlude music and bring us back. Bring that to you. And you got your water. Everything's good. You got your microphone. How do you feel?
Feel great.
Let's make sure you have a camera here. And you do. All right, with that, I'll kill the echo. And we are back sitting here with Mr. Kurt Bradley. Dude, you booked yourself on the show. I've known you from Breakfast Club for a couple years,
Yeah.
it feels like. And you're back in town. I'm so excited that you're actually sitting here. Let's do the thing.
Let's do it.
You brought a really cool, interesting car today. I took some pictures of it and some video down in the garage. I didn't get to post them because we started talking the moment we got up here. Usually I kind of do a thing. You want to just start with telling everybody what it is, and then
Yeah.
you can tell everybody what you think
Sure.
about it, and we'll go from there?
Yeah, I can do that. It is a 993, but it's the one remastered by Gunther Works.
Yeah.
And it is very green. They call it the Greenwich Commission, and it is...
Breakfast Clubbers have seen this car a few times up there.
Yeah.
It's like kind of minty green with the gold wheels.
Yeah.
And Peter Nam says, looking forward to seeing Kurt and his feedback on Gunther Works.
Yeah.
He literally, that's a comment on YouTube. There.
Nice. It's great. That car is it's a blast. I mean, I've been around it and done driving in it for about 2 years now in multiple iterations. And
You're helping them test
that.
that car, right?
I
mean,
am.
it's
That's
not
correct.
just
Yeah.
You don't just get to every time he comes. That's his rental.
Yeah,
when he comes
right.
into
Yeah, no
town.
kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, here's your press card this week. It's it's this wicked hot rod of a
Well, but
993.
you probably do get that.
I
right?
do have a press card this week. That is fun. Yeah, that's definitely part of the deal.
Are we saying what that is?
Yeah, sure. It's an Audi RS6 Avant,
Oh, cool.
which is
the
another fast
Avant.
wagon. Which it's finally that thing has come to the U.S. and I'm excited about that because
Is this the first one ever, or it's the second one ever?
for the Avant, yeah,
It is the first
Yeah,
Avant.
we've had RS6s in the past,
But only the
and-
sedan.
and only the sedan, correct. And now this.
So that's a big deal.
It's-
because
yeah.
people have been coveting this car here for
Right.
like 20 years.
a while. It's finally here and it's cool. I mean, it's not a subtle wagon. You know, a lot of the times, you know, you get even like, you know, say like an AMG E63S wagon, you know, it's cool, but it still looks like a little bit of a hopped up E-Class. The RS6 Avant is very edgy, very, you know, big fenders and 22-inch wheels on it. Like, it looks muscular. It's cool.
Different car? Does it actually look and feel like a different car?
Yeah.
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 It always kind of was just sort of like they put the S badges on.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, no, it's
new
quick.
different wheels.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It got a little exercise on Ortega this afternoon, and it got to play around a little and a little bit of highway driving yesterday just to go, all right, you know, how does it feel when commuting and
Yeah.
LA concrete traffic, you know, and it rips around. It's pretty nice.
And what is the answer? Because on the LA concrete traffic, because
Yeah.
I find that a lot of Nürburgring car. I'm a
Right.
James May fan, where
Yeah.
like I kind of agree with him that the Nürburgring cars are not great on the road.
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, you know, we can all joke like we're getting old and crotchety and things hurt when you go over bumps now, and you know that's part of the
that's
deal.
for sure part of it.
And I think one thing I do like about Audi, some may say that their cars are getting softer. I'm not going to gripe because a little compliance on the freeway is not a bad thing. Like,
No.
I don't like Uber performance cars have a place in this market, but I think ultimately most people are daily driving. They just want a fast daily driver. And I think that's one of the cooler things is to have something that, hey, is not going to kill you in traffic if you're driving. Like yesterday, I put like 100 miles on it driving back and forth across the city.
And no fatigue.
None.
Yeah.
You know, comfy seats, ventilated seats, you know.
Magnus was here the other day talking about how his the latest car he bought is that Turbo S, the 991 Turbo S,
Yeah.
and he's talking about they did like 12 hours, him and Hannah, on a road trip or whatever,
Yep.
and they got out and went to dinner or whatever. Like no big deal, no
Yeah.
fatigue.
Yeah.
That's nice about modern cars.
Even
And electric
GT3s
ones,
are
too.
comfortable. Oh, the 992, you know, there are some that say, oh, it's a little stiffer, it's a little more, you know, RS than whatever. But it's like the 991 generation. I did a road trip in one of those in 2018. I drove from London to Le Mans to cover the race and had to quickly make that distance the first day I went in there, and then drove back the day after the race. And that's 8.5, 9 hours on the road in a GT3 with cup seats, and it still was perfectly
Oh my God!
comfortable.
You had the with the buckets?
Yeah, and
Oh,
it was
that
fine.
Really?
It was fine.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
pretty good.
And it was, you know, mind you, French motorways are, you know, perfectly smooth and, you know, easy to cover a bunch of
that's
miles
true.
on. But
very good
you know,
quality.
once I got back on British motorways, once I came through the tunnel, you know, it was a little different. But I think I think it's good that companies are finally listening a bit more to go, all right, let's make our comfort mode comfortable and make the sporty modes sportier, you know. And
I hate those mag ride transmissions. Suspension. I hate the mag ride transmissions. They're the worst. Suspensions solely because I can never find the mode that works. Like, why don't the engineers just make the car how it's good and then
Right.
we'll all deal with it?
Yeah.
Like that. I'm kind of ready for that day to come back.
yeah, like just here's your car, buy this car and enjoy it.
Yeah, this is what it's good for. Buy this one. For
Yep.
this, if you want to do this. Like, I'm really good with that. Everything for everything, I don't see a point to it. I mean,
Right.
we've already kind of proved the kids
Right.
don't want that anymore.
Yeah, I think
The
there's-
adults never want it.
No, there's an ask for every seat, I think, and I would love to see more models just out of the market where it's just like, this is the car we build. This is just the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
Cool. We're good.
Because if you want it, this is the one you get.
Yeah.
It almost like helps inform decisions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't that seem like a
Right.
good thing?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. It's like if you want a Cadillac, get a Cadillac. If you want a 911, get a 911. You know,
Well,
it's
things
like,
used to just be different. Now everything is the same. It's just,
Right.
oh, what do you want? We make it.
Yeah.
Everybody makes it. So do you want to deal with us or them?
Yeah.
That's really kind of it. And I'm like, well, I mean, I don't like any of you if that's the fucking model.
Right.
I kind of used to like when I liked the individual things. I'm an old guy. Is that what you're saying? Is that
No,
what
I mean,
you
I'm
said
in my
we're
40s
turning?
now. You know, I've driven a little bit of everything, and luckily, I think when I first started driving fun cars, you know, the analog stuff was still there. You know, it was still mechanical. It was still, you know.
I'm that guy.
you
I
know,
need to
and-
feel it.
And yeah, and I think
Because if I can
somebody
feel
will
it,
ask,
I can do something with
Yeah.
it. If I can't feel it, I
Right.
can't do dick.
I'm that. I mean, I did a feature on Sharkworks last year after I just went and hung out with the guys for a couple days and drove a couple of their project cars and, you know, hung out with friends and we played on some fun roads. And afterward, I was like, I'm doing a feature on this because
Oh, yeah.
that captured what I enjoy driving feels like. And you
I'm
know,
with
and
you
I,
on
and
that.
I nowhere did I write, and I even made a point in it, like in my conclusion. I was like, I knew nothing about stats, nothing about 0 to 60, nothing about top speed. I care nothing about that. All I said was it captured an emotion and a feeling and a sensation behind the wheel that I crave, and nothing does that anymore. That same way, like there's plenty of amazingly fun cars to drive, and there's no shortage of fun stuff that I've been able to review. But just going back to that, I'm like, ooh, can I have a really well sorted 964 and just be happy? Like that's it, you know, with a modern air conditioning in it instead, you know, get that little electric,
Little
you know,
box,
new thing in there instead, and maybe a PCM that's got CarPlay. And other than that, give me a well sorted 964 and I'm happy.
Well, the classic one has all that.
Yeah,
right?
they
That-
do now. Yeah,
so-
the Gunther Works car I'm in right now, it has that
has
in
the
there.
classic
And yeah,
thing,
I mean,
yeah,
had Waze
Porsche
running on there
classic.
to get over here from Huntington, and it
That's
was great.
amazing.
Yeah.
And it's fully integrated.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the screen's a little on the small side, but it still gets the job
Screen
done.
is tiny,
Yeah.
but it works. But
Yeah.
it works.
Yes, absolutely.
I think the idea is that you're supposed to use your phone screen or whatever at
Right.
that point, right?
Yeah, and I'm not going to. That stays tucked into the cup holder behind me, and I'm not screwing with my phone.
Yeah. Well, there's probably not a magnet thing in the
No,
Gunther
and
Works,
I think
right?
you know there have been customers that are like, oh, can we? You know, I imagine there's plenty of guys that are like, oh, what can I stick in my car? And of course, I don't have a hand in that on it. But for me, I'm not going to mount my phone anywhere in the car. I don't want to screw up that dash. I don't want to even have my phone distracting me. I don't care. I'm just like driving.
There's one the air cooleds make where it goes around one of the clock gauge
Yeah.
and that whole thing, and it's really neat and cool. But I agree with you. Like it's so not important enough
Right.
for me to. In fact, I'm getting in this machine to get away from
Yep.
that. I definitely don't want it hard mounted someplace.
And in an air cooled instrument cluster, I don't want to screw with those 5 dials. That's
Yeah,
a classic look.
that's
It's
kinda
been
what
there
I mean, too.
forever.
Even
You
though
know,
it's
like I'm
still
not
there.
screwing with that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. So tell me about that Gunther. I mean,
Sure.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
You said it's been refined a little bit, or they're
Yeah.
massaging.
Yeah, that car right now it's back in development spec. Recently, we've had a handful of guys go back and do reviews on it that had either driven the prototype form of it or the first kind of production version of what they call the Solar Red Commission.
Yeah, we
And-
we remember that one.
And then
it came up to our
and
place
then,
first.
Yeah. And then the Greenwich car now is, you know, a couple of guys had reviewed it again that had driven it maybe first pass or hadn't had a chance to do it recently. Spinelli just had it a couple of weeks ago to do a feature that's coming out for the drive. And it was, okay, we're going to soften it up just a little bit, change up some of the compliance, make it a little bit more friendly on the road. And in doing that, people had good things to say about it. And they're like, cool, now that we've gotten that wave out of the way, it's going back into development mode because there's a new model coming down the pipe for Gunther Works, and it'll be unveiled at Quail, and it's going to be a big deal, and it's a new Speedster, which that's...
I didn't know we could say what it was.
Yeah, we can. Yeah, there's been a press release for it. That's been
Oh, there was a time when
so
it
there
was
a
like, and
press
we're working
release.
on this top
you know,
secret
was
new
around,
car. Wink.
Just the rendering was shown off recently.
Okay,
and now the car itself, and it's it'll be an actual car. It
Awesome.
won't be an illustration. It'll be on a stage at Quail, right next to another one of the customer commissions.
Pretty cool.
And it'll be coming soon. I mean, we're thinking early next year. People are going to get a chance to actually touch and drive, and the cars will start getting built.
So, but they didn't make a 993 Speedster, did they? Did Porsche make a 993 Speedster?
No, I think last one was a 964
So
for Miracle.
So what is Gunther making this out of?
It's still going to be based on a 993.
Okay, chopping the
it's
top
gonna be
then.
no, it'll be a cabriolet. You start with that. So instead of having to cut a coupe, you just start with a cabriolet and build up from there.
Okay.
So it's going to have a
So it
little
won't be a
cooler modern
Speedster.
interpretation of it.
So it's not going to be a Porsche Speedster. This is
It's
a
not a
Porsche
factory,
911
right.
that is reimagined into a Gunther Works Speedster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got it.
Yeah,
got
these
it,
are
got it,
definitely
got it, got it.
definitely bespoke commissioned
Well, no,
restorations.
but, and you're not going to have Porsche files murdering people who are like, "Why are you cutting apart Speedster?"
Yeah,
like now I
yeah,
understand the
absolutely.
concept.
Yeah.
I thought you were beefing up Speedsters.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it will have a tonneau cover on it that has little speedster humps behind the headrests, like
Sure.
you would expect from a speedster, and it's with some cooler, more modern, a little bit more angular stuff than you've seen on the coupe commissions that have been built so far. So it's
Awesome.
it's a remarkably cool. Like it's being built right now. I mean, I was in the shop for over the last 2 days and walking just in the guys sitting there hammering away, and that car it'll be interesting to really see that come to life and see people like at a major event, especially with Car Week not happening last year, and everybody excited to finally be going back to things and on that stage being able to do it. I think it's huge. Like Peter is wildly excited about it. Everybody in the shop is just cranking away, and it's stressful, and there's a lot that comes with that. But at the same time, it's like soon you're going to celebrate that, and I think the owners that'll get a hold of it are going to be blown away.
Don't you think people are just happy to have Quail, and then the fact that Gunther got into Quail, like all of this stuff is kind of it's a little sweeter than maybe other years in the past.
Sure, yeah, and I think with Gunther Works, it's been this quieter company that's building, just kind of got down to business and it's like, all right, we're gonna start cranking out cars. Customers are gonna start driving them on the road. You're gonna see them around getting reviewed, and then it's kind of like this validation of, all right, this is the next phase of the company. This is the next big project. There's this new, factory, which, many people have been able to go see. And
Oh, it's great. Yeah, the
all this,
facility's
it's
beautiful.
amazing space under one roof. Peter did a huge amount of work
Were
designing
you there
this
for the
out.
waffles thing?
I didn't go to the waffles
Oh,
thing.
that
I
was
missed out on
killer.
that. I was kind of
Oh,
sad because
God,
I'm
it
a
was so
huge
good.
breakfast eater. Like, that's my thing.
Oh, they
you
were
know?
so good. I mean, like, I don't get emphatic about food, but it was so good.
Yeah. And hosting people there and showing that this is a real thing, this is happening, this is how it's all coming together. Because often, I mean, one of my colleagues and I were talking about that today. Is like so many shops that are producing really cool builds are doing it in a kind of an old school kind of way, or they've got a paint guy down the road for somebody, or a machine guy here and there.
Oh yeah,
and you're
the,
all
the,
kinda,
the normal
yeah,
way, the
yeah,
regular way,
yeah, the
not
hard
an
way,
actual assembly line
yeah.
with a facility
And
and
it's-
departments, and
Yep.
yes, absolutely, all
So,
under one roof.
I think customers obviously would love that because then like, wait, where's my car at right now? How's that stuff coming along? But for people to be able to work together in a cool space and collaborate and sweat together and kind of gain respect for that, it's cool to go in there.
For me, it's cool that the cars are being built side by side one another.
Yeah, you can see stage to stage.
Yeah, the black one with red accents that we all can we say who that's? We still can't say. I don't know if we can say it or not, but there's it's a very high profile commission
Yep.
that we knew who it was for
Yep.
before Gunther Works took it on because
Yep.
like they almost you know what I mean, like
Yeah.
it was getting to the end of the list.
Sure, and that customer's taken delivery of the car as of last week now.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
But the day of the waffle thing, we got to see, like, I got to touch it. I got to see
Yeah.
it being built. It was all done, but it was being assembled. And I was like, holy crap, this is really neat. Because I remember when the guy was like, oh, I just want one. And it was like, you can't get one, you know?
Right, yeah.
And then a friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, made a phone call and was like, bro, he's like, okay, let me get the order in. And there's all this backstory behind it. But to see the actual car there and then have it go out, and then for that person, they haven't posted yet, right?
No.
Okay, so then we can probably talk about it.
Right. Yeah, as soon as the customer wants to talk about it and post it, on his Instagram or wherever else he wants to
Yeah.
go with it and talk about it, sure. I haven't been told not to say anything, but I also haven't been told to say anything.
I'm
So
the same way. I'm trying to just be
yeah,
respectful.
yeah.
But it's a very high-profile client, and I think that person will definitely post about it once they have some time with it.
Yep.
But that car itself was so beautiful. I thought to myself when I was hearing about it, I was like, boring. What's up, Knight Rider? I was like, it just
Right.
wasn't enough for
Sure.
me for a Gunther car.
Yeah.
It should be him. And when I was seeing it, I was like, "Fuck, it's awesome! It's fucking awesome!
It's got a lot of
fucking-
cool
You can
details.
see the carbon through some of the parts and everything. It's just sick, just
Yep.
sick."
Yeah, they're really unique, and I think, people have asked, because I get to drive all sorts of Porsche things, whether they be custom commissions or factory cars or race cars, like it's. I've
Driving
been-
race cars too?
I've driven all sorts of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah. I want to drive more of them. That's I'm
Say
gonna
that
joke.
again.
Yeah, right.
He
Yeah.
wants to drive
yeah.
more
Hey,
race
Porsche, let me
cars.
drive an RSR. Right. Yeah, that's
Opportunities.
gonna happen. Sure. Let me get one of those wet cars. Just ship it over here from Manti. We're good, right?
I would just take some, just like a Carrera Cup car would be
Right.
fine. I don't
Yeah.
need the whole club sport
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
You know,
992
just-
Cup would be
just
great.
give me a
you know?
cup.
Yeah. No kidding. But it's just different. I think what's kind of cool with the space is that there are so many people. Like there's no shortage of cool Porsche builders out there. Everybody
lot of
does
good
their own
ideas.
thing. Not some companies kind of take customer orders, so to speak. Like, hey, here's what I'm looking for. Can you do this for me? And they'll say yeah. And some have like this identity this is how we want to build a car. Do you want to buy it? Yes or no? And that's just the way it is. Like
Who are
you
you?
can,
Who are you describing?
yeah, right. Yeah. But, it's nice that, there is still personalization in it. There's still this, bespoke experience behind it. And it's cool to like look at, from customer to customer and all these builds of the 25 coupes that are getting delivered to go, all right, there's still like these distinguishing features across some of them. Some people do their interiors differently a little bit. Their seats are different. Their color schemes are different. And every single one of them is unique to that client. You cannot repeat anything.
Yeah, that's what
the
I was
cool
going to
part.
say. The whole bespoke nature of all of that,
Yeah.
and the fact that they do log everything and they won't build the same car
No,
twice.
can't even replicate the color.
Right.
Nothing gets replicated. And that's kind of cool. Like,
I love that.
There are only 25 of the coupes, and there'll be 25 speedsters, and that's
No, but maintaining the exclusivity is really cool because I love the Greenwich car, and if
Right.
I were to have one, I would go, "Ooh, make it just like that."
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
I imagine Peter's probably getting plenty of phone calls from people that are just like, "Hey, sneak me in, make one extra build, do another one." And sure, there's a money
Oh my
grab
God.
opportunity right there, right?
It's the Magnus sneaker thing.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no
Supply and
kidding.
demand, big time.
That's cool. You got a pair of those, by the way. That's awesome.
Couldn't believe it.
Those things are really cool.
I
gotta
feel
see
very guilty about it.
Yeah.
I've told a number of people that had reached out to me previously that I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna wear these.
Yeah.
Please don't lynch me. They're all like,
Yeah.
wear them, bro. Don't worry about it. But I feel bad because I told them there's no chance in hell you're getting them because I don't. Like, there's just no way.
Yeah, and you've had experience with limited stuff for Nike with the
I
Back to the
have.
Future shoes. Like
That's why
it's
I
just
know.
impossible to get your hands on.
That's why I know, and it's not a matter of I know the president of Nike. Good for you.
Right.
They're limited for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird that the people who get the collaborations, every single one I've seen it happen to, and not just the Back to the Future stuff. It all seems to go to their head with they think like, oh, but they could have sold more.
Yeah.
Nike's perspective is they don't want to sell more.
Yep.
They want you to buy their regular shoes. This is just getting a market that they didn't used to have. Like Magnus's people wore Doc Martens and boots and shit like that.
Yep.
Now they're buying Nikes.
Yeah.
It worked.
It's cool.
I'm just saying it worked for
Yeah,
Nike. That's their
right.
point of these damn limiteds.
I think
Sorry
you
to pull the
mentioned
veil back, everybody.
When he was on the show the other day, it was you even mentioned that it was I think he may have downplayed it a little bit more, where it was oh crap, I don't think this is going to be a big deal. And I was watching the sneakers app the day it dropped, and they were gone instantly.
He expected it. He was excited about it.
Yeah.
He was very excited. We talked about this thing for months. He was excited about it, but that day on the show, like I'd been through launches before.
Mm-hmm.
I've had friends call me to asking for the damn Hyperdunk from the Kobe
Yeah.
thing. I was like, dude, I got one shoe out of that. It's the size 16 or whatever that he wore, 13, whatever it was that he wore. Like I have that. Not even anymore. But I didn't get pairs of it. Everyone was like, oh, size 11, just winking.
Yeah.
I'm nobody, and I wasn't anybody attached to the shoe. I just simply worked on the damn thing.
Yep.
Magnus Walker is Magnus Walker for one, and then he's the signature guy for the damn
Yeah.
shoe. I couldn't even imagine what it was going to be like for him. So when he was on the show, we were like, this is a bigger deal than you're really kind of letting on.
Oh yeah, totally.
And then, sure enough, I think he sort of admitted that we might have been right.
Yeah.
It's a
And
very
was overwhelmed.
unique experience.
yeah, and I mean, like I've worn nothing but Nike for the most part for decades, and that's like my thing. But I've never jumped into the grab the exclusive, really limited release kind of stuff because I beat the crap out of my shoes anyway. I feel miserable if
If they're valuable.
Yeah, because this guy's selling these things for thousands and thousands of dollars on some of these. Like I definitely had plenty of Jordans when I was in high school and college. Like I was a fan. But to watch guys like go back and get like these really cool limited edition like Jordan 3s and stuff, and you're like, holy crap, man, what could you do to your car with that money? Like there it goes. Like
You only need to spend 2 seconds with that logic, and then you go, oh, that's where the sneakerhead mentality is. It's
Yeah.
just moving money around. They're just commodities.
it's a different commodity. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And I think it's really cool. Like I love that people are really passionate about doing that. And then for Magnus to translate some of that, of his experience in the fashion industry into doing like cool things and personalizing stuff, and then go, oh, by the way, I have a new pair of, SBs from Nike that are my thing. You're like, wait, what?
Dude, and the thing is, the sneakers are cool because he made cool choices and did cool things
Yeah.
with them. They're not just regular sneakers with a paint job.
Yeah, they're super cool.
You got to get a pair, man. They're the
Right.
rage.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, Magnus, hook me up. No.
Do you know? Not like he's got them to give around, but just separate conversation.
Sure.
Do you know Magnus?
Yeah, pretty well. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we've.
Oh yeah, he said on the
around
show.
plenty of
That's
stuff.
right. You took
Yeah.
the picture. You took the picture that he talked about on the show
Yeah.
with the American flag.
Yeah. It was at a Lone Star Le Mans at Coda a few years ago, like when World Endurance Championship used to, come to Texas, and he and Hannah were there as part of a Porsche program. There was a launch for, at the time the 718 was coming out.
Oh yeah, right.
And I have covered FIA races for a number of years and happened to be there at the same time. And he was hanging out right on the grid at the beginning of the race, and I was just standing there. And he had a cool cowboy hat on with the American flag on the underside of it, and he was like standing there. I was like, "Hey, let's get a picture. Let's do that." And then right behind us was one of the grid operators and the handlers hanging out shooting there with the flag. And he's like, "Wait, let's do this with the backdrop and everything." I was like, "Yes, let's stage this." And so
man.
that way, it was a cool moment, and it was awesome for him because he was behind the scenes at a major race and chilling out on the grid. And
Where do you live?
I live in Austin.
Oh, okay. So that's convenient for you.
Yeah, it's my backyard. I mean, I've probably, I don't know how many, nearly a couple hundred days of paid time doing photography work out there. It's crazy.
What do you think about the idea of them adding a second track in the U.S.?
I think it'd be great.
I mean,
I think for the
assuming you read about
sport,
that
I
last
think
week.
it'd be good. Yeah, I think that, what I don't want to see more of are parking lot tracks, so to speak, where it's just flat, no elevation change stuff. There's a city in Florida where that's happening, and it's going to go down. And I would.
That's
love to
the one
see
I'm talking
more.
about, the
Yeah.
Miami one.
Yeah.
I have an issue
I don't
with
want
it.
to see. I don't want to see more like street circuit races. Like part of why the Russian one is moving out of Sochi and it's moving to St. Petersburg. Like,
But even
they
the
have a
Miami one
dedicated
is only
track.
temporary because they want
Right.
to move in 2
Yeah.
years to the other
and they
one.
want to get a more dedicated facility, and that I think that's better. I think there are Monaco obviously being an iconic course, that's different. That's one of the coolest things on the planet. I've been to that race. It's just a totally different experience. But I don't want to see like boring parking lot races. I think that's not good for the sport. It's not great for fans. It's not whether you're sitting in the seats or you're watching on television.
What
I want
defines a
more.
parking lot race to you? What do you mean
you
by
know,
that? Because I
like-
thought at first you meant like Yas Marina circuit, because I'm not into that either.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Yas Marina, and the funny enough, they've
Even though
made a
there is
little
topography
changes. Yeah,
changes.
they've made a little couple changes for going forward this year. They got rid of this awful chicane that was at the end of a straightaway and makes it a better passing zone. So this year we'll get to see that being
That
put
was
into
the
play.
worst
Yeah, so that's like
in the game. That was the
Yeah, right,
worst.
yeah.
That was the worst. That's
Sochi,
gone
like the
now?
Russian track, is another one of those where I call it a parking lot.
But
Because that's the old
hang
Olympic
on.
complex.
The
Yeah,
chicane before that hairpin is
yeah.
gone now?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah, well, it will be by the time they get there at the end of the
Beautiful.
season. Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
it was
aw- 'cause
horrible.
it's
It's like the highest speed thing, and then you think
Yep.
you're going to the end, but you're not.
No, no, there's a little kink and then another one and then a hairpin.
Yeah.
And drivers complained about it for so many years, and it's interesting that F1 listened to that and said it makes for less exciting racing. It just takes away from the complexity of the track. It's not exciting for them to make passes under.
They thought they were adding a technical element, and if anything, they were ruining
No,
the
they
flow.
made it
was-
awful.
Yeah, yeah.
It's cool
wow,
that
that's
they
so
made that
cool that
change.
you feel that way.
Right.
I always hated that thing. You
Yeah.
just totally educated me. What else? Sorry.
No, yeah. I mean, I think I love how F1's
good
going
stuff
right
here.
now. I think
Making notes now.
You know, it's a series that's making a lot of changes. There's obviously the Drive to Survive on Netflix has done a ton for this series. People are watching F1 now who never cared about racing.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Like the sneakers, I was talking about getting a new market. It's
Yeah.
grabbed a whole new market
Sure.
of young people that didn't used to watch racing.
And it shows behind the scenes that there's more than just like champagne and parties. People have seen the movie Rush, and seen James May and or
No,
you
the
know,
other
or-
James Hunt.
Sorry, James Hunt, not James May. I would love to see James May
Popping
racing in
a
F1.
co- yeah.
Yeah, but the party lifestyle, the playboys of days past that isn't the way it is anymore. These guys are gym rats. They take care of themselves.
Everything's very serious.
Yeah. I mean,
Most of
well,
them don't even
some of
drink
them are-
alcohol.
right? Some of them are pretty fun. Like Daniel Ricciardo is obviously a great personality on and off the track. And some of these
Never
guys
met
are
him.
human
we both
beings.
would love to because she loves his smile,
He's
of course.
amazing. Yeah.
And
That
he's
smile in the
such a
business.
nice, he just seems like a nice guy. I'm
Yeah.
saying did quotes because we've never
Right.
actually met him.
Right.
Everyone says he's a nice guy.
Yeah, I've worked around him a few times, and then he's a great personality. He's fun to work around. Usually it's me with a camera in my hand having
Yeah.
to, but he.
Do you do stuff down at Race Service?
I have.
I just found out about that place recently.
I have hung out with those guys a couple of times. Actually paid a visit yesterday and chat with them, and just.
But isn't he like involved?
He's involved with them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
He and has done some work alongside them, and they've actually
awesome.
Race Service has done stuff with F1 now. Like they've been
Oh,
doing
that's
production
awesome.
for F1 behind the scenes. So.
Then they've made it.
That's
they're
huge.
doing what they
Yeah.
intended to do.
Right? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and they get to do it their way. I love
Where-
their work.
They're in LA and
Yeah.
on some major thoroughfare where you can just go
On Venice Boulevard, yeah.
go visit them.
Yeah.
I gotta check that
Yeah,
out.
I swung
We
by
gotta check that
yesterday
out at some
and,
point.
I hadn't seen him in a while. And
But somebody said when we started doing Good Vibes thing on a Friday, they were like, "Oh, it's like a something or whatever," because they did a midweek thing, or they have a midweek thing.
yeah, there used to be,
What day
they
is-
used to have little coffee meetups on Wednesday mornings.
pre-COVID,
and,
probably.
Yeah, pre-COVID, yeah. And I got to, I guess, the second to last one before they stopped doing them. And they'd have like a little station. Minotti's would set up a little cafe inside one of the garages. And
Dude, that's
they'd be
awesome.
slinging coffee and people are just chilling out with cars. So not like a cars and coffee, so to speak, but more of a,
Almost more like Deus, more like a
very chill.
cafe hang.
Yeah. And then, of
that
course, they'd
sounds
always
cool.
have like some cool theme with cars they would host in there for people and friends, and just it would be very curated around that. And I think that's
badass.
kind of cool. And their shop's just really interesting.
Only seen pictures on Instagram because when somebody told me about it, I of course went and looked at it, and I was like, Jesus, this is way cooler than I am.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't
like,
fit in here at all.
right? You're like, oh, cool. So like, there's plenty
This
of cool
is way-
people that like do cool production work. There's guys that have cool studio spaces. There's people that do
Oh, is
cool
that how
car
it works?
work.
Is it like a co-op almost?
Well,
people
it's their
show-
offices.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not.
But to take what looks, it's basically an old car garage and turn it into a creative space. They've got
see.
a loft up there. They've got offices. I mean, it's office spaces through there. And in the shop, they've got a big conference table, and it's a really cool layout.
I just seen pictures with like race cars in the middle of the floor and stuff.
Yeah, they'll move things around, but
That's
it's
very
a functioning office space. It's really cool. And you're like, and there's cars and race parts and memorabilia and helmets and just. Like, that's a cool office space. Like, screw these
Well,
little
do you
co-working
remember,
joints, like.
In fact, maybe you've been to it. Probably Bandito Brothers. Do you remember that?
I haven't been there, no.
But have you ever heard of it? Do you
I
have any
have,
idea
yeah.
who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It sounds like maybe a similar thing, just a really, really creative, artistic, moto
Yeah.
entertainment environment.
Yeah. I think I think that's kind of cool to invite people into your office, into your home to, show off how that works. And
Is there anything like that in Austin?
Yeah. No, not yet. There is
There's a
a
market.
collaborative. There is
You got a lot of
there is a
cars down
company there. Friends of mine own this place called Petrol Lounge, and it's
Oh.
it's essentially a car storage kind of place initially, but they turned it into a lounge area, and there's memberships, and there's
Like the motoring club,
yeah.
like similar to
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Because that's
yeah.
a great vibe.
Except
they got.
instead of renting people's cars out through it, it's people mostly store their stuff there, but they have watch parties. They have a sim.
Isn't that what motoring clubs does too? It's half storage. Half,
yeah, a little bit of both. Yeah,
I love what they created.
yeah.
like
And-
I would,
and
I
in-
would
in
hang
this
out at one
space,
in another
yeah,
city.
right? And doing that on the west side, having that that kind of vibe is cool. Like it's a and not only that, their hangout side of at motoring club is huge.
Their hangout side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
it's
massive.
great. If I always told her, I was like, man, I want a pool table, but I don't want to lose these
Right,
cars.
yeah,
Like these
yeah.
cars are so cool. All
Yeah.
that space. I can't wait to see what they do with their new, whatever the new joint's going to be.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It sounds exciting.
They probably will not make it bad.
What do you want to talk about? We have another
Yeah, right.
15,
Yeah,
20 minutes.
sure.
What do you want
Let's-
to talk about?
I don't know. Let's talk about fast cars and driving and enjoying that. I think that's one of the things that had me gravitate toward you guys when I first met you was that just the vibe around, hey, just people all are welcome. Let's go drive. Let's go play with cars and not have no status around it. No, like I think far too often now that it's become there's like these different tiers of people that want to go do things that are car related and I
Financial
think-
tiers?
Yeah, there's part of that. And,
No, I didn't- I'm not- I don't mean to put words in your mouth.
No,
What did
no,
you mean?
but that's exactly it. Yeah, where
Okay.
there's like this different like if you don't have this cool of a car, this expensive a car, you can't hang out with us, or you can't go to these types of events, you can't come to these parking lots, you can't go to these these anything. And I think I don't
That
know,
doesn't
it's-
make me feel good.
no, and I think there's got to be something around it where people are just having a good time, and what do you get together about? What do you all enjoy collectively? Driving fun cars, whether that be a Miata or a Koenigsegg or whatever it might be. It's like we all share that little thing. Why can't that common thread just bring more and more people together? And I think
Yeah.
you see that sometimes at Newcomb's on Fridays. Like we're up
All
there, and
the
all of a
time.
sudden there's an entirely different group of people we've never seen before out there that are just
Because
like,
they were on a group drive or something and
Yeah.
then they stumbled upon it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And a month before or something, they're like, "Oh, hey, I came by and saw that. Now I definitely have to come back, and I have
Right.
to see it again
That
and
happens a
again."
lot.
And for me, I don't often go do my review and testing work, in the Angeles Forest on Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. Typically, just
Or
'cause
in
of-
public.
right?
Usually you
Yeah.
wanna get away from
Usually
people.
Usually I'm out there, on weekdays, well before sunrise, getting started, and I'm off the mountain before 11 o'clock because I want to just be able to just do my thing and get in my element and.
Yeah. Plus,
you
shoot
know.
in the morning, edit in the afternoon. I mean,
Yeah,
it's a
and I'm
perfect
done.
schedule.
Yeah,
it's
literally,
a perfect
like grab
schedule.
lunch at the bottom when I get done and drive back to the house and
Yeah.
chill out.
That's a
and-
work day right there.
Yeah, and I love that. And for me, that's like one of the things I enjoy the most. I've talked about that with friends that, like when we, most of us all had to shut down, especially for travel when COVID hit. For me, emotionally, mentally, everything, I really noticed a dramatic difference in my demeanor, my work product, my feeling every day that if I wasn't traveling out here, which is typically like a week a month, if I wasn't doing that, I noticed a real decline on the quality of all sorts of things about me. And getting to return to doing that on a monthly basis, and part of it is that there are more fun press cars in LA than there are in the Texas fleets, which I still get to review plenty of fun stuff out there. But there are some things
Makes
that
more
you
sense
can't do.
to
Yeah,
come
and
out
there
for
are
a weekend or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
and there are definitely good driving roads in Texas, but there's not a million of them like there are here in Southern California. And
Right. Which one would you
right,
like
yeah,
to take
exactly. Like
here?
today, I was driving Ortega, or like
That's
you can
amazing.
do Malibu, or I can go to the Crest, and I can do out there. You can drive on 10 different roads and have a damn good time.
Right.
And the scenery and everything about it, and just there's a totally
Try
different
to do the
energy
Tail of
about
the
it.
Dragon, the Green Mountain Parkway,
Right.
and the Bear Mountain at the same
Right.
day. Like they're
No.
1,200 miles apart.
Right.
It doesn't work.
And they're typically clogged up by Harleys, in packs, and
Sure.
nobody that knows
All
how to
of
use
the
a
above.
turnout, or there's a million things that are bad about it. So getting to do
Weather.
my work out here,
They even have weather.
yeah, right. Hey, we get snow up there.
Yeah, shit.
Right?
What am I talking about? We
In
definitely get
April,
winter. Definitely get winter.
Yeah. So I think that's like my favorite thing is to just get up really early in the morning, grab a yogurt, do whatever, have my little morning routine, get up to there and go drive and pull over here and there, take some pictures for my review, and then I think one of the things I do enjoy about it, not just the roads, the scenery, everything about it, is that there's no signal. And like you're
too. People are like-
completely off the grid for 4 or 5 hours at a time, and no one gets to bother you.
People are constantly like, "Isn't there Wi-Fi? Why isn't there Wi-Fi?" I'm like, first of all, this isn't even a business anymore. Who the hell would
Right.
pay for Wi-Fi here?
Yeah.
What is the cable on too? Like, no, they canceled all that shit. But beyond that, I love when it's off. I mean, I wish the
Yeah.
restaurant were open. Don't get me wrong.
Sure,
First off,
yeah,
my
I
first
wouldn't
choice
mind a
would be
little
for-
extra breakfast in
for
the morning,
Newcomb's
sure.
Ranch to be open and for our family to be
Yeah.
back. But if they're not, oh my God, it's like being on the plane in the old days before the
Yeah.
Magic Jack, whatever the freaking sign up, the Wi-Fi.
Before
is.
bad Wi-Fi on planes. Yeah.
What's the thing called? I can't think of.
Oh,
Go
Boingo
Fi or whatever.
hotspots.
Yeah, all those things.
Yeah,
all those
they're all
different ones.
terrible. I don't pay for them at all anymore. I used to do it because I was on the road probably about 20 weeks a year on average, and I was paying for it because I'm like,
Real life.
get some stuff in, get deadline, do whatever it might be.
Yeah,
And
get
you know what?
ahead. You try to get ahead a
Right.
little bit.
And it was like, no, you know what? I just don't want to be having to work while I'm on a plane. I'm just going to sit here and watch a movie or
You
take
end
a
up
nap or
getting
listen to
way
music.
further behind.
Yeah,
Like,
because you're sitting there
doing
trying to
so much
constantly
stuff.
reconnect and
you're trying to start new things, and
Yep.
you're not getting the old things done.
It's not enjoyable.
We ended up
No.
doing the exact same thing where we ended up stopping paying for that and just ended up getting tons of wine and watching a movie.
Yeah.
We were like, fuck it. And the life improved after that.
Oh, yeah. And
Because you
it-
didn't get
for
anything
the-
done. We
for-
realized you didn't get anything done on the
Right.
plane.
Yeah, and you're not happy. You're not enjoying that at all. It's just like I think for the
You-
2.5
arrive-
hour flight, it's so much more enjoyable. Just get on the plane, chill out, watch something, have a snack, land, go to work. Like,
I found when we used to work on the plane that you would arrive so effing stressed out. Like, not only, whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't want to
Yeah.
get stuck on that.
no.
And airline food, don't get me started.
Yeah, right, yeah. Which they don't have right now, like unless you're flying first class. But,
Is that
yeah.
right? I haven't flown at all in a
No.
couple years. Definitely before
It's,
COVID.
they'll hand you like a Cliff Bar and a wrapper and maybe a canned drink or something. But I'm
Actually,
even
almost
being
prefer that,
vaccinated, I'm still
maybe.
not taking my mask off on the plane. I'm just gonna sit there and chill out for 2 hours and then
Kind
I'll
of dig that.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of dig that too.
Yeah,
If
it's
it's more
relax.
leave you alone than it used to be, I'm into that. Except all I hear about is all of the disturbances on flights these days. It's all they're talking about.
Plenty of Karens.
And the male version of whatever
Yeah.
the Karen, whatever the,
Yeah.
the,
But what,
you know, the
what do
beefed
we
up
call
bro cake.
them? What do
Bro
we call
cake?
what
I
do we
call
call
them
a
bro cakes.
Karen that's a guy? Like just other than
Oh.
an asshole. Like what do we call them?
Well, we just have to find the name, right? What
Right.
would it be?
yeah, we gotta make something up.
mean-
Somebody's gonna have to comment on this and tell us a really good name to use. Like maybe we've got to
'Cause
have a good.
you know that
solution to
Saturday
this.
Night Live episode with not episode, that Saturday Night Live sketch with Pete Davidson where he plays Chad.
Yeah.
It's just, okay, like
Yeah.
Chad is the perfect name
Yeah.
for that guy. Hey, what's up, Chad?
Yeah.
Okay, Chad.
Chads. They drive like Brodos Jeeps. They've got Hurley.
Yeah.
hats
So
on,
what
yeah.
is the male Karen?
I think that's
because
what
you need a Karen is such
No.
a.
I'm trying to think of a name of a friend of mine that I I can't use a name of somebody that I like. So I'm trying. Like that's the challenge.
Karen is perfect to me once it overwrote Goodfellas. Because for me, Karen was Goodfellas.
Yeah.
I'm still going out, Karen. No, without your cockies, you're
Right.
not. That whole thing.
I just watched that again the other night. I love.
Did
that
you
movie.
really?
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years, but it's so good. Is it still good?
Yeah.
I want to
did
watch
a-
it with her.
I did a theme like especially during COVID, I was watching a movie every night because you don't want to go anywhere.
we were
so you
killing
have to like
time,
make
too.
lists of things and do like obviously the Marvels. I did everything in chronological order on
my
those,
God.
and then you like
and you
all right, then you're
survived?
like okay, and
are
then
you a
every
Marvel
Scorsese,
guy? 'Cause
Yeah.
we just stop here for a
Right,
second.
yeah.
Are you a comic book guy?
No,
And there's no
but
judgment.
I love those movies. I think they're just a good popcorn movie, easy, easy to watch.
Get out of here. So educate me, help me, because I don't get them at all, and I don't have a problem with them. I don't have a problem with people who like them, but
Right.
I don't understand them at all. So we're stopping here, folks.
Sure.
My buddy, the East Coast Feed, the guy who's on there, huge. He's got every Star Wars, every
Right.
possible everything from ever, right?
Yeah.
2 of them all. Play with one, keep it. His kids are going to be great once he's dead, and they sell all that shit on eBay. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I never read a comic book, but you didn't either, and
No.
you like the Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Start with what's the first one?
But from chronological order, or the first one I got attached to?
Well, the first one, the chronological order. You said you watched it in order.
For chronological order, that would have been Captain America
No.
because it was in the 40s.
Oh,
'Cause,
you're
you're
watching.
fighting
So you're
Nazis.
watching.
We watched-
Hang on.
not in release
chronological
order.
You're doing
Storyline chronological order.
storyline chronological.
Yeah.
order. Shit.
Yeah. And then so like the next one was Captain Marvel because that was in the 90s, and yeah, it just went from there.
You're pretty creative. Did you ever see that? We're
I didn't.
skipping all
Somebody
around here.
gave me the idea.
Did you see the movie about the records with John Cusack, High Fidelity?
I love
Remember
that movie. I
Me
love that.
too.
How he goes and reorganizes them every
That's
few
it.
years based on that.
And
Yeah.
the guy walks in, he's like, and he's guessing all the different ways you do alphabetical. No, it can't be this, can't be that, can't be that. He
Yeah.
goes, what are you doing? And he goes, autobiographical. And
Right. Yep. Yeah. I could think about that. I mean, that's how I really got
That's what you
attached
just
to
did,
music.
though.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way with music, though. I have associations with things. As soon as I hear a song, I have a memory that's immediately clicked into my head to tell me what I was thinking about, what I was like, what girl I was dating in high school.
You log it in your head.
Yeah. I could absolutely be John Cusack's character in that movie.
Some people have it with smells.
Yep.
You know, like, a smell, and then there's a girlfriend or whatever. So you hear a song, and you can,
Yep. I'm right there.
What do they call that? It's a...
Yeah. What is that called?
No, when you can like morph.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? It doesn't matter.
I don't know the word.
Right, me either.
But you like you're there. You're living that space.
Yep. I mean, I even make playlists around that.
Are you a musician? Are you
No, I
musical?
mean, I love music, but I can't play a thing. I tried. My stepfather, when I was a kid, when I was in high school, had a massive guitar collection. He was a talented guitarist, like as a hobby. And I tried picking him up every now and then. I just couldn't do it. I was just like, nope, I'm gonna suck at that. I'm great. I'm better at throwing a curveball and driving a car, and that's what I'm gonna stick with.
Because everybody sucks when they first pick it up.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
Oh, I tried for years. It never
okay.
came.
Okay. But you knew that you were good at other stuff, so you're like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good for you.
Yeah.
Did you start driving early?
Yeah, when I was 8. Yeah.
Oh, me too. So
Yeah. I was driving carts
what's
when
your
I was a
story?
little kid. I mean, it started,
Beautiful.
Hot Wheels on the floor, as a little kid. And
Like The
then-
Shining, me too.
Yeah. And that was, a friend of mine had a little go-kart when I was a kid, and then I wanted one that was faster than that, so I got a hold of one with a friend of mine that he had because his parents had more money than ours, so he was just like, yeah, we're going to do this. I was like, cool, can I drive that? And then I found out I was reasonably quick at it. I was like, ooh, that's it. It's clicked. And my brother...
Was it like a fun cart or like a racing cart?
No, it was a fun one, and then I got a hold of a racing car a few years
That's
later,
what
and
happened to me,
that's
too.
where it clicked. My brother was also really into cars. Like he'd worked on them. He'd owned like air-cooled stuff, so it was like Type 1s, old Porsches. He'd play with them. Then it just kind of spun from there. I was like, oh great, this is a debilitating problem I'm going to have for the rest of my life.
It's not going away.
Right? Yeah, no, and it didn't, and it only got worse. And I think friends of mine throughout my life that have met me in other ways, like in other careers before I was doing the photography and the car riding and all of this stuff, they would always just be like, man, you're really into cars, aren't you? And I was like, you have no idea. It's good that I ended up doing what I do professionally, because I think I've tried other things, and I've worked in tech, and I've done like private banking and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, I was like, no, I don't like that. That's not what I enjoy.
I relate to that so fucking much.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that sounds so familiar.
Right? I think far too often, and I even tried going back to it a little bit. Even earlier this year, I did some project management work, and it wasn't fulfilling, and I didn't like it in general. And I was trying to like blend my time with like writing reviews and doing the photography. I was like, no, I'm just gonna quit doing that again. And I quit years ago and was like, screw it, I'm gonna pour myself into this full time. And I was like, if I'm going to get any better, if I'm going to accomplish anything, if I want to start measuring success, I just have to dedicate my time anyway.
Sure.
And it was almost 5 years ago where I was like, no, screw it, full time, we're just doing this. And at the expense of like relationships and well-being and doing that, like, okay, I'm going to go into this industry that is absolutely horrible pay, but it's really enjoyable.
Yeah.
You can't put a price tag on that.
No.
It's impossible, I think, after... but in doing that, you have to dedicate yourself. You have to say to yourself, all right, what am I going to do that's measuring success at that point too? Like, not just enjoy it, but I think Jalopnik helped me do that a lot. Patrick, who was the editor there for a long time, Patrick George, was a great friend of mine. And he helped like enable that problem, so to speak. It was all right, we're going to start working on this. I told him, like, all right, here's what I want to do. I want to start doing more of this. I want to cover this. I want to do this. I want to review these cars. I want to do this thing. He's like, all right, let's start working on that. Let's start doing these tiers. And for me, it was the like measurement of success. It was, all right, now I've done these. Okay, now I need to do these. Now I need to do these. And over time, that kept just kind of ratcheting up. And then it became all right, it's a personal challenge. I have to do these things.
That's
I'm
it.
not going to feel happy if I don't.
But isn't that when you start making progress? Yeah. When you become your own competition?
Yeah.
No one, literally no one else, and no one others. No one. God damn it.
Yeah,
Just
and
you.
I think especially like in automotive journalism or in racing photography or in any of those spaces, there are groups of people who are very competitive against others, or they try to correct themselves, and they try to like, oh, I got to be that guy, but they do it in a negative way. There's some of us that are like, oh, I aspire to be that person, but at the same time, you're like, no, I don't want to be them. I want to be me. I don't want to have my own style, but
I'll take a little seasoning off of that.
Yeah. But it's and I think in the past several years, I've met more and more of my colleagues on the journalism side of it. It's such a collaborative environment. Everybody, like, nobody's out to get anybody. Nobody's like, oh, we want to squash this guy, so we're going to squash this side, or I don't like that rider. Everybody's really cool because we're all just having fun. What do y'all do for a living?
Like that
I get to play with fast cars for a living. Ooh, darn! You're sitting on an I'll be on a plane next to some guy, and you can tell, he's looking over me while I'm editing some pictures, and he's like, what do you do? And you're like, tell him, and then he's like, what about you? And he's like, I work for an insurance company, and I do accounting. You're like, at the end of the day, I do pinch myself every now and then and be like, you know what I get to do? I get to like hang out with people around doing fun things with fast cars and taking pictures of them and going to races and traveling all the world on somebody else's dime.
It's amazing. That part's amazing.
And I've fronted a little bit of my career for the early years of it. I was paying for my own travel and doing stuff, but that's fine.
Oh, you don't say.
Right? Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, funding your own operation of everything. Yeah, by the way, this is amazing.
It all
this
starts
is so
someplace.
cool. But I think I love that about this industry too. You know, what coming from other avenues of my career, there were so many people that were just out to get everybody. It was like
that's the old way. That's the old earth.
And I think
it's the human way, by the way. It's all egos
Right.
fighting with each other, and me over you and you over that. That's the Dave and Jay Leno of it all.
Right.
That's the crap of it. Sorry, he was huge.
no, right? Yeah, and that'll be amazing. I can't wait to watch.
No. But I'm so with you on that.
Yeah.
So now that we're getting past that as a society,
Yeah, I think it's interesting because, you know, it's that whole, you know, rising tide lifts all boats mentality behind it. I
Right.
think, you know, everybody, particularly in the car space, I think you're starting to find more and more of that. And I think maybe COVID helped a lot of us reset and think like, what's important, what's valuable to me, how am I going to spend my time? Am I worried about canceling plans to go do stuff anymore? No. Am I worried about like making a social impact on like going to a party or seeing somebody at an event? No, I don't care about any of that. It's like, I think a lot of us just really corrected everything and said, you know what, like what's important? What am I going to use my time for?
Yeah.
Am I going to do things that I enjoy? Do they have to be profitable, or do they have to be great for my career, or do they have to impress people? It's like so many of us were like, no, because we can't go do anything, you know, for over a year. We all just had to kind of sit at home and watch stuff on our couch and be safe and be smart.
yeah, movie a day.
You know,
movie
yeah,
movie
exactly.
A day keeps the boredom away.
Yeah,
for sure.
and I think in doing that, many of us, plenty of people quit their jobs. Many people changed their relationship status, or they got a pet, or they picked up a hobby, or even, and then
their
some of that people were like,
relationship
oh, I learned a new skill set, or I did this, or I advanced my career. And some of us were like, look, I just want to survive.
Yeah.
I was okay with that. You know,
Yeah.
that was kind of it for me. But in doing a lot of that, there were a lot of little like personality changes that I noticed in friends. And I think for many of us, it was just do the stuff that you enjoy doing. You know, like go if you want to, you know, drive up to Newcomb's on Friday mornings and hang out with people around cars. If that's what you like doing, go do it. If you like hanging out at a dog park and petting other people's dogs for 2 hours every Sunday or something, like I don't do that, but actually that sounds like a really great idea.
Therapy,
that's
right?
you know,
Therapy
like yeah,
dogs.
exactly. Like, do whatever serves your well-being on a daily
It's like
basis.
the kids that they you can't
just
be
don't
here
go
if
to
you
a
don't-
park, yeah.
You can't be here if you don't have a kid. Like,
Yeah,
you're
definitely
not
don't go
allowed
to playgrounds.
No.
Yeah, that's not cool. We're not good with that. But I think a lot of us really figured out like what's going to be important to me, what's going to make me feel better, what's going to like extend my life in a quality way.
It sounds like you did the work it takes to ask those questions and answer them. Maybe a lot of people did that, and that's what you're saying. But
Yeah.
my experience is that not everybody has.
No, and I think some
The
people
that I
definitely,
thought
yeah.
would haven't, and I'm
Right.
pleasantly surprised by others.
Yeah, I think definitely some of us also kind of realized that some people were being like really selfish through that, and like, oh, I still want to go travel, I still want to go party, I want to go to brunch, and like, cool, man. Like me, like I'm, you know, I also like have a medical history with a nasty background. Like I've had cancer a couple of times. I've
my
had
God.
like I'm immunocompromised. I was worried when we first found out about COVID. Nobody really knew how it would affect different people, and those of us that
Absolutely.
you know are either whether you're dealing with a terminal illness or if you have been immunocompromised because of something else. None of us really knew what the hell it was going to do to us all.
Sure.
So for a lot of us, it was cool, you're going out to brunch. Like, you're extending this problem because you want to go hang out with your girls this weekend, or you want to go do this stuff. And I'm like, cool. You know
I
what
already
I'm
booked
having
this
to do?
flight to
Right,
wherever.
yeah. You're
Yeah.
like, cool. They'll let you cancel it. You can just stay home this weekend. Like, you don't have to abandon everybody that you know and go on holiday because you're just tired of it. Like that was the biggest frustration for me during all that.
Stretch my wings.
Yeah, people were like, I'm just tired of being home right now. You're like, cool, stay home a
Yeah.
little bit longer.
I'm bored.
Right, yeah, darn. But for me, it was kind of cool. They're like, okay, cool, I don't have to go be social. I don't have to go do stuff. And I think for me, I was like,
Took a lot of pressure off.
yeah, I think particularly for a lot of us that have to travel for work all the time, or like going to press events or launches for new things, or major level like conventions and car events and things like that. There's some of them where like I'm cool not having those in my life right now.
Yeah.
Like for Car Week for next month, I'm absolutely excited about that. I don't really love being out in crowds. I don't like there's certain aspects of it. It's funny, like being a guy that works, in the automotive journalism side and does some PR for a client and, helps represent people at events and, doing
You
that.
seem like you should be an extrovert, but you're not.
Yeah, in doses.
You fake it.
sure. But
Yeah.
especially if it's something I enjoy, though. That's a different story.
But that's all the introverts I know. Anybody who's a creative introvert
Yeah.
can be an extrovert, and they can probably actually really kill it. But it's like small
Yeah.
doses. It's really fatiguing.
Yeah.
Is that way for you?
Yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, I used to have to network a ton. When I worked in tech, I was like 3-4 days a week. It was going to happy hours. It was going to events. It
That was
shaking
killing you,
hands.
bro.
Oh, man.
It was killing your soul.
miserable. And I would get home at the end of the day and just feel like shit. And then I was kind of like drinking a lot just to like have fun and be social. And I think
Yeah.
some of it was like, I kind of have to numb myself just a little bit. Like I don't drink anymore. Of course, because I just don't
exactly
feel
the
great
same.
about it anymore. And it just didn't feel healthy, and I felt like shit every time I'd have a drink after a while. But it was the thing.
It's
It was like
you,
it was that
me,
impression
guards
you had
rad,
to.
It's just, maybe it's an age thing. You get to a certain age where you
Yeah.
just kind of, maybe it's maturity. Maybe we're getting old.
Maybe it was 20 years of just beating the shit out of my liver every day for many years.
Yeah.
And like my body was finally at that point where it said to me, you know what? I don't think you need to do that anymore. You're just going to feel hungover after like a beer. You're going to
Yeah.
be miserable. And you're like, okay, maybe that's like part of that reset of wellness or something at the same time. But it's also that acceptance of all right, I don't have to impress anybody anymore. I don't have to go out to events. I don't have to be popular. I don't care about that.
If I wasn't doing all this stuff for me, out it goes.
Right? Yeah. And I think that's cool though, that you guys do this and you put in this effort to do it, because you have people that care to see this, that every, twice a week they tune in and they want to watch.
Well,
and
now.
they enjoy it. Yeah. But
Now
I mean,
we've gotten it to something
Right.
that's kind of finally growing. I mean, we didn't know what the hell we were doing in the beginning, and that kind of was our process.
Yeah.
Going through it.
yeah. And you're just having fun with it. You're like, let's just do the thing that we like doing and see how this goes.
With good intentions.
Yeah.
With good intentions. And I think that, intentions are everything for me.
Yeah, I think so too.
Motivations and intentions.
I mean, you don't have to have a total conclusion planned out, like this is where I feel good about it, but it's here's what we're trying to do, and here's kind of a loose mission statement, so to speak.
This is the direction. This
Yeah.
is the direction. If you want to get on board, we'd love to have you.
Right. Yeah. I think that's cool.
You're nailing it.
Yeah. There's something about it, I think far too often people, and you obviously attached to that too, is like we were given expectations. These are the things you need to do with your life.
Yeah, I
These are-
never
by
want that.
by these years
That
you
is-
need to have accomplished these things, and you're like, no.
Age 5 or 6, I had already abandoned that.
Right,
I
yeah.
swear to God.
I
It's
should
never
have
been
so
with
much
me.
earlier.
I don't know if I'm right or wrong by it. I'm just saying that everything you just described,
Yeah.
you're right. And I noticed that at a
Yep.
very early age, and I have never subscribed to
Yeah.
society.
Right. Yeah.
I've always been a weirdo.
Yeah. And I mean, I
Gonzo with the
there's
nose.
nothing
Like,
wrong
what
with
is he?
it.
What does he do? I don't get it.
I-
we had a childhood friend. Sorry, I don't mean to make this
No.
about me. We had a childhood friend who I went to high school with, and he was like, nobody knew what to make of you, Jay. You were so enigmatic. You would come and go whenever you pleased. Like whenever there was a show, you would show up, and whenever there was school, you would disappear. Like we never knew what to make of you. And I find that that's what every creative person that I'm drawn to in my adult life was like as a kid.
yeah.
It sounds like you were that way.
Yeah.
And Magnus was
I was
that
the
way.
youngest
All
of
of my
kids,
friends were
yeah.
that way.
And for me, it was like they all had their standards. Like they were all way more accomplished than I was, and they were all focused on like building
That
their
was
career,
your
having a
perception,
family.
I bet.
Yeah, I think so. And I think some of it was okay, I don't want to do that. And it's sure I tried to follow the path. Go to school, do this, go get a career job. Like get something that you're going to do. Be a banker, be something.
Yeah.
Whatever it might be. Like stick with that thing for
go with
20,
the-
30
whatever the
years.
parents told you
yeah,
to do,
and like
yeah.
follow that map, right? And for me, it definitely. I mean, my parents hated the fact that I would quit a job if I didn't like it, or if I would try something new, or if there was something I was intrigued by, or something I wanted to, hey, I'm interested in that. Let me see if I want to do it. And for me, like that's how the photography and writing, kind of translated from just being cool and liking cars and like, oh, this is fun, to, all right, I want to dabble in it a little bit, see if I like it. Then, okay, I kind of like it. Can I get good at it? And if I get good at it, cool. What do I sort of compare myself to? Like, what do I want to do to make it feel like I'm trying to do this professionally or
Right.
something? And then it was as soon as I figured out, okay, I can maybe do this professionally, it was, okay, now how do I actually get better at it? How do I
Yes.
build that skill set? Then
Just keep doing it,
and
right?
just and
Is
it's
that
a lot
what
of it's
you-
just repetitive, practice, but like with improvement focus, right? You want still want to
100%.
become better at something over time, make
No, that's-
mistakes along the way, and do that.
If you sound to be very similarly made up, obsessive compulsive sometimes.
Yeah.
So you can't do anything repetitively without improving upon it. It's
Yeah.
not possible. You won't
Sure.
let yourself do it. You'll stop doing it
Yeah.
if you can't get better.
You're just like
at
a total
each time.
creature of habit, right? Your daily routine's kind of mapped out. Like
Has
you
to
like,
be.
yeah, and
I'm
for me,
Rain
yeah,
Man.
because
I'm
you can't
Rain
have
Man.
variables
I'm
if not,
Wapner at
right?
11:30 or
Yeah.
whatever it is. Like for sure.
Yep.
And I can avoid it a little bit better than Rain Man. I can duck and weave and do the slalom.
Sure.
But the truth is, inside,
Oh
I
yeah,
want to burn
yeah,
baby. I want to burn baby.
absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely killing me inside. And people are like, "Hey, how's it going today? How was your drive?" And I'm like,
Right.
"You're awesome. It has nothing to do with that, but I'm exploding under the skin
Yeah.
right now."
Yeah.
How do you hide it?
For me, I just
I
had
snap
to
at people.
centralize. I had to centralize, like, all right, like, oh, I did it plenty. I mean, I've definitely been in, like, I think in the last 4 or 5 years, probably, I went through this adjustment and another sort of like maturation. And I was definitely not a great person for like a good 15, 20 years of my life, especially
were
my
drinking.
adult life. Yeah, there was plenty of that. I was also like just trying to like have fun and make an impression on people and try to be cooler than I really was, and just
That's the
and it
everyone's
was-
20s.
I established a really good identity of being an asshole that way, and over the last few years, it was okay, you're a dick. You got to rebuild yourself, or whatever it might be. But at the same time, it's focus on just working on the things that you can manage, whatever that be. Like just be better at the little things that you can be better at, and work on that stuff. And then in that, funny enough, little things around your life, your work, your hobbies, whatever it might be, kind of start stitching themselves together a bit more,
It's funny how when you fix you, everything else in your life falls together.
Yeah, no
And
kidding.
like your magnet, your gravity, like it kind of grows, and you shine your light or whatever that thing is, that good vibes light,
Yeah.
where your eyes get a little brighter and there's a little twinkle, and it's not because you're enjoying the Tradecraft Farms.
Right.
You're just kind of high on life a little bit. The magic does come to you.
Yeah.
Like the magic literally comes to you. Opportunities come to you, new people, new finances, like all sorts of things.
Yeah, I agree.
And it can't be quantified. And anybody who went to school and does the metrics go, nope, that doesn't work. It's like, cool. And how did I get this microphone in the Ed Sullivan Theater that night? Because
Right.
weird shit happens.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, we're taught not to believe in magic. And,
Right.
Like, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta
find out.
believe.
Yeah.
Every kid's movie tells you just gotta believe. Indiana Jones, just gotta believe.
Yep.
That leap of faith at the head of the lion.
Right.
God,
Yeah, the Last Crusade,
the best
yeah.
scene in all
Right.
of movie history. Leap of faith.
Yep.
Man, this turned into a heady thing.
Yeah,
didn't it?
right. No, it's good though, right? I think the overarching aspect of everything on this was like, just kind of focus on the stuff that you enjoy as opposed to the things that you're being told to do. And
Yeah.
if that means that you want to, whatever you decide you want to pursue, do it. I think, far too often people are just sweating 30 years of their life away doing shit jobs that they don't love because they're like, oh, it's stable. And now, mind you, I don't have kids. I don't have to support anybody else. Some people have to make some compromises in order to be stable and take care of that and pay bills and do those things. And I don't say just
and
quit.
no.
Yeah,
Everything you're
right?
saying is right. You do have all of those responsibilities, but if you do that work, all of that other stuff will fix itself,
Yeah,
which is what you said, and I agree with.
Yeah, I think a lot of it will fall into place. But you can't just immediately quit your good paying job to go, hey, I'm going to go be a freelancer and write about cars. That may not
No,
work.
but there's a mental shift of being happy that translate across the board. Like, that's so important. We don't remember that, but
Yeah.
that's important.
Don't tie into it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I think you're really cool. How's that?
Yeah.
We
You guys as well.
We have gone on and long, but is there anything that we should mention? How do people follow you? Obviously,
Sure.
Kurt Bradley on
Yeah.
on Instagram and Twitter.
Sure.
I'll put it up here, so it's
Yeah.
just written just like that.
Yep.
But obviously, we've got Drive Tribe.
Yeah, who I've been writing
Jalopnik.
for now for almost 2 years. I did 4 years, a little over 4 years with Jalopnik doing racing and reviews with them, and then moved over to Drive Tribe in 2019.
Oh, excuse me. Then forgive me. I
Yeah.
thought it was.
No, not doing both anymore. Yeah.
Forgive me. I thought
Yeah.
you were freelancing all over the place.
No,
Okay, so,
so
you
yeah,
are with
everything
Drive Tribe now.
everything's going to Drive Tribe. I'm still freelancing, obviously, but all my reviews now, I think 70 something as of today. And
Congrats.
Yeah, it's been fun. They allow me to just do what I do, and they enjoy that, and it's fun, and
That's what I was getting at. You
Yeah.
lit your own light.
Yeah.
You could.
Thank you.
That's the thing. Nobody else can do it for you.
Sure. Thank you. It's between
You be you.
Follow me on Instagram and Twitter and at Kurt Bradley, and keep an eye out for what Gunther Works are up to. I'm getting to do some fun work with those guys and testing their cars and
You are
helping them out.
going to be up at Breakfast Club tomorrow, correct?
I'll be there tomorrow morning with the Greenwich Commission Gunther Works.
And bring in the Gunther Works car, so
Yeah.
that'll be up there as well. It's going to be hot as hell.
It will
and
be.
I forgot to do the GVBC weather, so let's do that
Yeah.
before we do anything else. Here's Dasha with the GVBC weather report. Take it away, Dasha.
Hot, 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 and it's not me, it's weather at Newcombs tomorrow morning. Welcome to the GVBC Weather Channel, it's Dasha. We expect to have around 100 degrees, so be ready, guys. Hot but beautiful. Share these moments with us.
Yeah, if you didn't hear that, I checked it as well. 100 plus degrees.
Yep, it's gonna be warm tomorrow.
I don't know. I know we said, oh, we should go for a short time. It's up to you. I don't know. It's up to you. 100% up to you, and you don't need to decide right now.
I'll
But
think about it.
yeah,
Hydrate, kids. Hydrate.
the heat knocks her out for like days and days.
Yeah.
It's
I
really weird.
I admire the amount of energy you put into, like, especially doing this each week and then going out there. Like, it's not easy, and I think it's cool that you put the energy into supporting each other to do this, multiple times a week and putting that into it. That's really cool. It's admirable, and it's also challenging. I get that it's probably kicking your ass every day to do it, and that's
Thanks.
yeah. You're welcome.
Thank you.
When the weather's good, though, going up there helps energize you, right? Seeing the people
Yes.
and the nature and
Yes, my physically worst days are my mental best days, and that helps keep that even.
vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good head, bad body. Bad head, good body.
Right.
She's awesome.
You get two of me.
Huh?
You get two of me.
Oh, yeah, two of you. Okay. All right. Well, with that, we should probably wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here, Kurt Bradley.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You are welcome anytime you're in town, as
Yeah.
long as we have a date and I don't have Magnus or Jay
Right?
Leno
Yeah.
here.
No kidding. I had to follow those acts. That's tough.
It's pretty awesome. So next week, we've got, well, first of all, we'll be GVBC tomorrow. We will all be at GVBC tomorrow, maybe. I shouldn't say that. In the 100-degree weather. But next week, we'll be back with Joe Gatt on Tuesday. Joseph Gatt, actor and car guy, friend of ours also from Breakfast Club. You know him as a big muscle guy. He's really, he's like a good-looking, gigantic muscle guy from all sorts of TV and movie stuff. I made that sound so small. Like I think he's in Marvel movies and stuff like that. Like he's really a big a deal. And I'm sorry I made it a small deal. And then on Thursday, it will be the Jay Leno show. Not the Jay Leno show. It'll be this show. It'll be this show, but with Jay Leno. And that was a pre-tape, as you know. So we'll be here live to introduce it, and then we'll throw to the tape. And hopefully there will be some more announcements on that as well. And we'll be able to talk about it on Tuesday. Do you have anything else?
I don't think so.
Do you have anything else?
No, we're great.
I love you. We love you. We all love you. And we all love you. Please love one another. We'll see you tomorrow up at Breakfast Club. Otherwise, next week here with Joseph Gatt. Have a great week.